So the topic of this video is going to be iPad or MacBook Pro. Can an iPad Pro replace your MacBook Pro? I have a 2017 iPad Pro 10.5 inch that we're going to be testing out against my 2014 15-inch MacBook Pro. They're not quite the same price. The iPad Pro is a little bit cheaper, but I do think it'll be an interesting comparison. It is currently Friday, and I have to go to Target really quick to get some carry-on-able, I don't know what that's called, like toothpaste and stuff. So I'm gonna run there really quick. It's 10:30. I have to go there and get back here by 11 to get the dog to go. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so we're running a little bit late. I need to pack up my clothes really quickly in this bag right here. And I have like 5-10 minutes, but we're fine. Let's get this packed up really quick. Okay, so the Uber is, I don't know if you can see that. It's 12 minutes away. So what we have to do is we still have to pack up the camera gear and the laptop, chargers, iPad, everything else I think I'll need. The less bags I have to carry, the better. So just 2. I could probably fit it all into 1, but since I'm bringing the drone, I can't. Going.
All right, you.
Good. I forgot the laptop charger, and I'm screwed. So I'm gonna go look for one and see if I can find one. Is this not on autofocus? So that's great. Good. Thank you.
Ladies, sit back, relax. This is going to be an hour and 22 minutes in the air on our way over to Atlanta.
Thank you. You too. Can you pop the trunk too? I think you did. Harley, where are we at? Where are we at? Welcome to paradise. Okay, sorry for the noise, sorry for the location, sorry for the lighting, sorry for everything in terms of quality. I had this all filmed back at the hotel that I was staying at, and it turned out to be crap. I wanted to edit on the go. I could edit on the iPad Pro, but I didn't get a chance to watch it before I left because of something that I need to complain about with the iPad Pro, trying to replace the MacBook Pro, but we'll get into that right now. So the title of this video is I'm replacing my MacBook Pro with an iPad Pro, and that's true. I was using this iPad Pro this entire weekend, editing this video on it, specifically just this one. I tried to do other ones, but I didn't have enough footage, and I don't have enough space on here to edit. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is exactly what I'm doing. So I wanted to talk, I'm literally sitting on the floor right now, on the ground in an airport. So I did want to talk about why I'm replacing it, and I just have a few quick reasons as to why I think I'm going to replace it, and what I'm going to do in the future. So I think the biggest one and the most important one is the optimization. I've been using LumaFusion to edit on the iPad Pro, and it's been amazing. It literally never chokes up ever. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they're using proxies or what exactly they're doing, but it literally never chokes up. Not once. Not one time have I been like, oh my god, this is terrible. When I use my computer at home, I literally think all the time, oh my god, this is terrible. I can't stand this computer, because the MacBook Pro sometimes just chokes up so much when I'm editing 4K without a proxy. And then I even tried a 6-core Windows computer, still same choke. this does not choke. Now, I'm not saying this is going to replace my computer full time, but it's amazing that this is so well optimized. That noise is that. I'm literally in like the pits of this airport, so because I don't want anybody to hear. Next is the cost. To buy one of these with an Apple Pencil is under $500, especially if you get it used. Under $400 if you get it used. This only has 64 gigabytes of RAM. I suggest getting an upgrade to that because it's 64 gigabytes of storage. It's just not enough storage, and the app only costs $20. My setup at home, including the monthly purchases of Adobe, which is like $32 a month after the student discount and then after tax, is absurd. I mean, for a year it'll cost me $300 just to use the software, and then the hardware is another $1,000 to $1,500 just on its own. This is one little tiny thing that somebody could get used for $300 if they find a good deal, and have it include the Apple Pencil, which I do suggest getting. But I know with iPad OS 13 that they could consider just using the mouse, but I really consider getting the Apple Pencil because it adds a lot to it, and it really makes it more of an iPad experience instead of like a laptop or desktop experience. Next is battery life. I've had extremely good battery life on this thing. I was editing, and I was in airplane mode, to be fair. I know that when I'm not in airplane mode, this thing starts to heat up a little bit quicker, but when I'm in airplane mode, and this is the cellular version, so that could be why, but when I'm in airplane mode, it's absurd how long I'm able to edit on this thing and have it not heat up at all and have it just like maintain essentially the same battery life, what it seems like forever. I was able to edit for about 4 or 5 hours on a plane. I charged one time in between there, but in total I had about 100% worth of battery, including 80% when I started and then about 20% extra when I charged back up in our layover, and I still only got down to like 40%, and I was editing literally for 4 to 5 hours. So I was really impressed with that, and it's nice how small it is because it's so tiny that it takes up no room compared to a MacBook Pro. It's an absolute It's absolutely tiny. There's no comparison. It's so much thinner. It's way lighter, and it doesn't feel like a huge, massive brick every time I touch it. I do really like that. It's really convenient to edit on the plane because when you fold down your things, that's when you can use your laptop, but the tray tables can't be down the entire time. File management absolutely sucks in this thing. I can't stand it. I don't like it. It's really frustrating. I'm starting to learn how it works, but it's so aggravating. The next thing I hate about this computer, laptop, iPad is the fact that you can't get footage onto the iPad easily. So it's good at editing, it's okay at editing video. It doesn't give you the most tools to edit with, but it's pretty good at edit with video, but it's so hard to get it to the iPad. In order for me to get to the iPad, I have to either have it transfer from the camera with Wi-Fi, which is super slow from the camera, or I have to unplug the SD card, make sure it's a micro SD to SD card adapter, put the micro SD card into my fiance's phone, and then send it from my fiance's phone over to the iPad. That's exceptionally cumbersome and way more difficult than just plugging in the SD card. I know that there is somebody's coming. I know that there is a lightning to SD card adapter, but it was $40 and I was being cheap and I wasn't sure if this was going to be a full-time solution. So I think in the future that would be changed, but it's still frustrating to have to deal with it now. I like the size of the screen, but it's a little bit small to edit on it. I'm used to editing on a 34-inch ultra-wide, so maybe I'm just a little bit spoiled, but it's a little bit small to edit on, and a fingertip is just not quite as precise as using a mouse in my opinion. I'll try to drag a clip out using the Apple Pencil, and while it's much more precise than using your finger, it's not nearly as precise as using a mouse, so that's kind of frustrating. But again, you can connect the mouse to this in iPad OS 13, so that complaint won't be very valid anymore. And the software that I'm using, LumaFusion, while it's great how cheap it is also is just an app on an iPad, so it's powerful, but it's limiting in some cases. You can only speed up clips 600%. So in order for me to have a time lapse, I have to speed it up 600% and then export it and then speed it back up 600 more %, which gives me a fast timeline. Instead of on Premiere Pro on my desktop, I can just speed it all the way up. So at the end of the day, it's replacing my MacBook Pro, I think. One of the reasons I have my MacBook Pro so I can edit anywhere, and this does that. Does it well enough, and I've been able to edit what I think is a pretty decent video, and I think that it's very worth it to switch to an iPad. I think it's worth it just to try at least. It's shocking for me to say this. I'm not saying that I'll never ever use a MacBook Pro again. I might still just use this as my desktop computer, but on the go, whenever I travel or edit somewhere that's not my house, I'm going to be doing it on the iPad. It's lighter, it's more powerful, at least it feels more powerful because it's more optimized, and I much prefer it. So thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. You're welcome for looking like a doofus. I'm literally sitting on the ground right now. Crisscross applesauce. So thank you guys for watching the video. This has been Techno Eclipse. Peace out.